Hello, my name's the Legend Tuba Guy and you're watching Tuba Makes. I run an Etsy shop by the same name selling all those Gooner models the 3D printing subreddits love to hate. Today I thought it'd be a fun thing to show you around my resin 3D print farm. There's a distinct lack of resin print farm content on YouTube, a hole in which I intend to fill. So let me show you around my little setup here. This is the resin part of the print farm, and we don't just do resin printing, but this is the majority of what we do. You can see I've got 6 Saturn IV Ultra 12Ks. Up here is where my resin storage is. We're running all Sunlu ABS-like dark gray, not the new 14K variant of this, just the regular. Is it gonna focus? Focus, there we go. ABS-like dark gray. We love this stuff, it's magical. I buy 40 kilograms at a time, so quite a lot of resin. Over here you can see I've got little funnels to go between the bottles. Yeah, little drip tray, you know, that the printers come with. These are great machines, love them. They're about $400. You might be asking, why don't you buy the 16Ks? Well, I don't want the reduction in print volume, and I don't need the vat heater. I actually like the chamber heater. The elegoo heater is fine, I guess. All of them have the V2 motherboard in them so I don't get banding. And also I am running the Chi2 Systems Hoopat X4 for quick, easy release film changes. I've got all of them running those now, and I would highly recommend them. So that's kind of the resin print farm setup. All elegoo Saturn IV Ultra 12Ks. And I probably will be getting the Jupiter 2 as soon as that is released. I need that for a larger print volume printer. So elegoo, you know, hit me up. I want one real bad, really bad. All right, switching over to the filament side. Here you can see my 2 elegoo Centauri Carbon filament printers. I love these guys. They're cheap budget printers, enclosed, print ASA, just fine, print PLA, perfectly fine. I print a lot of terrain for tabletop games and sell those on the Etsy shop also. I've also got a Bamboo Labs A1. Use this for multicolor printing, and it works fine, works great. I just don't like the Bamboo Lab ethos, so kind of trying to move away from that. And this is all my filament storage, mostly running elegoo PLA, Polymaker Polylite ASA, Overture, Glow PLA, and then also if I need different colors from like Bamboo or Polymaker, I will also buy those. So that's the filament side of the farm as it stands right now. This is the most fun portion of the print farm, the post-processing stage. Here you can see this is my bin where I collect all of my parts. I harvest the parts into the bin and then they go through my wash process. You can see hopefully there's no dicks or tits in there, but you can see a bunch of resiny, sticky parts in there. So they'll go through this first wash, get dunked in and out, and then move over to my final wash, which is nice, pure, clean IPA. I buy this Max Tight IPA from Amazon. It's the cheapest I can find, 99.9% IPA. Buy 4 gallons at a time and go through that relatively quickly. And then back over here, I've got 2 more drying bins, so I just dump all the parts here. They dry for you know, a few hours or days, whatever I need them to do, and then bring them right back here and cure on these machines. That's the fun thing about the elegoo Mercury V3 Pluses. They can wash and cure. We do have print failures, always have print failures, love to see it. So I will keep these, and I actually sell these at a discounted price on Etsy. They're great for people wanting to practice painting, so I will occasionally put up a listing of a bunch of these, and people can go through and see if they want to buy those. So yeah, that's kind of what I do, and it takes a lot of time, and so I thought that I would just share with you my little setup here and see if you've got any questions, see if you've got any suggestions, because, you know, I'm just a dude doing this all on my own, so. Now, I hear you asking, I can hear Frosted Ferrets typing down in the comments right now, this video cured my cancer. I can hear you asking, why does anyone care? I don't know. I figured if I posted this out there, maybe people would be interested in what I'm doing, what I have going on. If you're interested in the processing of the parts, let me know. We can go through a video and do that. If you're interested in my filtering setup. It's not filtering out the resin. I don't want to give the impression that I'm filtering resin out of IPA. That's not what's happening. But if you're interested in that setup, I can do a video on that. I just figured there's not a lot of resin print farm content on YouTube, and I'm doing it. So I thought that I would film it and show you. I know that J3D Tech, is J3D Tech the same as Derek from Lychee? Is that the same guy? I feel like that's the same guy. I get him, and then there's another. Anyways, that dude has all of the resin knowledge that you should need. You can go watch his videos. I'm not going to give you a lot of the knowledge-y bits. I'm a stupid man. I just do things, right? I use these things, and if they come out great, fantastic. We sell them, right? And if they don't come out great, they go in the refuse bin, and then I sell them as broken parts. But I figured if I would put this out on the internet, I could show other people what's going on in a resin print farm setup and see if there's better ways to do things, if there's worse ways to do things, and if you have any comments or questions about what's going on. A backstory. So this channel originally was set up because I wanted to provide an outlet for 3D printing content from myself, the Legend Tuba guy. And the Etsy store was actually a byproduct of that. I thought, well, if I'm doing all of this, I might as well have like a conduit of production, right? So taking 3D models, printing them, and then actually selling them out onto the market. Well, as luck would have it, the Etsy store has been incredibly successful. And I know that, oh, you're crying from success. Yes, we're 80 open orders right now. Like I said, 500 orders in the last 6 months, about 15K in revenue before Etsy fees and shipping. That was not the intent at all. The intent really was to film content for this YouTube channel, and that just to be a byproduct of, processing parts and showing the process. So I haven't really kept up with this channel nearly as much as I thought I would have. So that's where all of this comes from, just to give you a little bit of backstory. The only other thing to really show you out here is these bins that I use for order management, I guess. They're from the Container Store, but they're really just rebranded from a company called Quantum Storage Solutions. And these bins are awesome. They're pretty big. They're really too big for smaller orders, but you can see up there somebody ordered 2 different Squirrel Girls, and Squirrel Girl's tail alone is just absolutely massive. So anyways, but they fit up in there. I print out the order receipts, and that's what I use to track things through. And I use these little magnetic clips to clip the orders to my shelves, and I can see them through the process, and that's how I keep track of anything that needs printed, reprinted, resupported, whatever. I try not to keep much inventory. Most of what I do is print to order, but there are, extra parts I print, or some of my minis, 75 millimeter or smaller, 32, 54, whatever, that I will print in bulk. And so I will keep bins and bins of parts. Out of the 200 plus listings, there's thousands and thousands of parts. I don't know if it's like tens of thousands of parts yet, but it is a lot. So keeping some inventory on hand is nice. Sometimes I will keep whole models, and sometimes it's just parts of models. And then I don't have to print it again. Maybe I printed, all of the bases on one build plate. That's why I say I really need the Jupiter 2 so that I can print more of a model on a single build plate. I've got some models that take like 8 different build plates on the Saturn size. So really need a bigger build plate. Some models like this are all in one piece. So this is a 75 millimeter model, if it will focus. So base and bust and everything is on there, ready to go in one piece. So this is a pretty popular model that I sell. So I print off a bunch of these, just keep them in these bins, and then when an order comes in, I can grab them from the bins, and off they go to get packed and shipped. The last part of this whole setup to show you is just my shipping station. So I've got a bunch of shipping supplies down there and paper. I've got a laser printer that I run all my order receipts from, and packing slips if I'm going to put those in the boxes. So I'll bring the bins of parts down here, get them set up, pack them, weigh the boxes, and then print off the shipping label from this little laptop on my Rollo printer here. So a very small, compact setup. I don't have a lot of room to do all of this with. Behind me is a bunch of boxes. I'm not going to turn around. It's quite a mess. I know it's probably a quick video. We probably went through a lot of stuff really fast. If you've got questions, leave them in the comments section down below. I'm happy to answer anything, show you anything. I would love to be an open book of knowledge. Oh, God. I don't think of myself as an expert in any way, shape, or form in any of this. I will leave links down below to the other creatives that I think are much more knowledgeable about any of these things. But yeah, if you're interested in this journey and this little behind the scenes at Tuba Makes and what makes a resin Etsy shop work, get subscribed. Let me know that you liked the video by hitting that like button, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.